I used to deal drugs out of my house. A lot of pills, sometimes acid, and of course, weed. I don't sell drugs anymore. I had an experience that prompted me to stop, and it had nothing to do with an intervention or correction officers and inmates screaming in my face to scare me straight. It was a young woman I'd never met before who changed my ways. Toby called me at noon on Saturday, waking my hungover ass up.
Yo man, wakey wakey, eggs and motherfucking bakey, baby.
He was always saying goofy shit like that. What? I groggily answered.
Man, I'm in need of some greenery. Can I stop by?
No.
What? You don't want my money, homeboy?
Yeah, I want your money, but I got the worst fucking hangover. I'll call you. Toby was a loyal customer, so I was confident in my gamble that he'd wait for me to buy his weed.
Alright. Hit me up, man. Later.
That's how Toby ended up in the fucking locked bathroom with me, contorting our bodies in the tub, attempting to stay hidden as the doorknob rattled. I got a text that evening, right before I shot him a message telling him to come on over. Hey, Stu? It was an unknown number. Normally I didn't answer numbers I didn't know. You gotta play it safe when you're selling. Never know what kind of shit you'll get yourself wrapped up in. But I texted back because they used my name. Yeah, what's up? Who is this? I didn't get an instant reply, so I texted Toby. Hey man, come on over. I weighed his green, making sure I wasn't inadvertently ripping him off. It was a smidge over 10 grams, but I wasn't sweating it. I made a lot of money off his business. Okay man, on way, see you in 20. As I read his text, my phone chimed. It was another text from the mystery number. You sell? I noped the fuck out. I didn't sell to people I'd never met, and I sure as fuck didn't appreciate one of my customers giving a stranger my name and number. Why didn't they tell me their name? I didn't like it, so I didn't answer. I ended up watching TV until Toby beat on my front door like he was the police. It used to piss me off, but I was indifferent to it now.
What up?
His 270-pound body strolling in out of the cold. Nothing, man, just hanging. Did you give someone my number? He squashed his face together in astonishment.
Man, you know that ain't how I play. What's the number, though?
I read it from my inbox.
Nope, don't know it.
I gave him the baggie in exchange for his money.
It's all there.
I trust you, brother. Want to smoke? Watch a movie?
Yeah, alright.
He rolled a joint and lit it up. I put The Conjuring on. It was October, scary movie month. I laughed as Toby emitted freaked out squeaks during the scene where the mom's locked in the basement. He's a big motherfucker, so it was comical to see him scared. My phone chirped. It was the goddamn mystery number again. They sent just a question mark. Then another message. I'm coming, Stu. What the fuck? I typed out an angry text. Who the fuck gave you my address? Don't show up at my door, man. Who the fuck you think you are? They said they're coming over. I'm gonna fucking kill whoever gave them my personal information. I'll find out, too.
Chill, I got your back, dude. They'll turn their stupid ass right back around.
Fucking Christ, I don't need this shit. I threw the phone onto Toby's lap so he could read the messages. He shook his head. I was grateful he was there with me. I didn't want to break out the pistol on the top shelf of my closet. If I'd been home alone, I probably would have. I texted a few clients, asking if they were responsible for this bullshit. They each denied having anything to do with it. The movie played on, but now I was too distracted to give it my full attention. Lost in my thoughts as I was, I jumped when I looked up and saw a young woman with her face pressed against the glass window. She had short hair and pasty skin. Her eyes were inhumanly big, unblinking in their sockets. What the hell? Toby abruptly popped up off the couch like a jack-in-the-box.
Holy fuck!
He yelled. Angered at being scared, he marched over to the window and banged on the glass.
Hey, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
She just stood there, unflinching, eyes locked on me.
Dude, we're gonna have to go out there. Bitch must be high as shit.
I was distracted by something I don't think Toby noticed. There was no condensation on the glass from her breathing. I don't know, Toby. Something is weird about this woman.
Shit, man. I don't want to go out there either.
She pulled herself back and took off into the night. God damn, where'd she go? As terrible as it had been for her to just stand there, staring, my apprehension increased tenfold when she disappeared into the darkness that blanketed the perimeter of my house. Toby backed away from the window. I thought about calling the cops, but man, I couldn't do it. I had all sorts of illegal shit in my house, and she hadn't really done anything. When we heard the screen door leading outside from the dining room open, my heart seized in terror. Had I locked that fucking door? I couldn't recall.
Stu, is that door...
I can't remember if I locked it. He rolled his lips into his mouth and nodded.
Fuck this, I'm going to confront her.
We charged into the dining room and stood at the door. I had obviously locked it because she couldn't get it open. The doorknob went still. The front door's locked, I reassured him. I knew that one was because I had locked it after he came in. Let's go look out a window upstairs and see if we can see her. We'd gotten to the foot of the stairs when Toby began choking on words. What? He pointed into the kitchen. I'd forgotten I'd opened the window over the sink to air the house out. She was slithering through it, unnaturally slack-jawed. She moved with ease over the dishes in the sink. I wasted no time sprinting up those steps. Toby was on my heels, breathing heavily. I felt like he was going to mow me down with his long, powerful legs. I knew somehow that she was gaining on us. I slammed the bathroom door closed and locked it. Then we turned the light on. We didn't hesitate to jump into the tub. Still wet from my recent shower, we tried to force our bodies to form shapes that were just not attainable, desperate to stay low. I don't know why we thought we could make ourselves inconspicuous in the bathtub anyway. Even if we'd been as flexible as Gumby, there's no hiding in a tub. The doorknob had begun to shake as soon as we had locked it. The woman was fast. I pulled the opaque shower curtain closed.
What do we do?
I don't fucking know. God damn it, go away. The light went out.
You gotta be kidding.
The hinges grated as the door came ajar, a sliver of light seeping in, before getting shut out again. How did she get the damn thing open? I'd locked it. We shivered in the darkness. The tap turned on. Swifter than should have been possible, steam built up in the stuffy bathroom. Sweat dripped down my face. The light flickered back on. I could see her silhouette on the shower curtain. Her body was unmoving. But suddenly Toby screamed.
Oh fuck, she sees me!
He was focused on his side of the shower curtain, where there was a gap between it and the wall. Sure enough, her huge eye filled the space between, gaping at Toby with hostility. Her jaw looked like it had been separated from the bones in her face, making her mouth look like a deep, nightmarish abyss. The light dimmed and brightened. In its fresh illumination, she was no longer there. We didn't want to get out of that bathtub until the morning, not wanting to tempt fate to bring her back to torment us. I've never been so goddamn scared in all my life. Toby and I had a silent understanding that we'd never talk about this again. I broke that understanding a couple of months later, when I was drunk and trying to lure a woman I wanted to bed, who happened to be a customer of mine. Her name was Leanne. She was giggling, telling me about her attention-seeking friend who always claims her house is haunted. I raised a brow and said, I got a story that'll stand your hairs on end, and it's true. I told her all about the woman. Instead of engrossing her, she seemed turned off by my story. The volume of her lips decreased as she tightened them and diverted her eyes. When I was done, she looked straight up pissed off. You okay? I'm not jerking your chain, I swear. No, it's not you, really. It's just the way you described her. It sort of reminded me of my cousin. Your cousin must be a bitch, I said jokingly. She met my eyes. She's dead. My stomach dropped. I'd ruined my chance of getting laid tonight. Shit, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I sank back into the couch, feeling gloomy. Not all was hopeless, though. I could still be the nice guy who gave her a shoulder to cry on. Yeah, she, stole some of my stash. Leanne mostly bought pills from me. OxyContin and shit like that. She stole some and took too many. Her dad found her in her room, slumped over her desk. She was so smart and fun. Shit, I've never told anyone this. I was scared that they would all blame me. I felt a prickle of guilt at being the one who had sold those pills. Well, it's not your fault. She made the decision to take them, I said, and I actually meant it. She nodded. Wanna see her picture? I didn't. I really fucking didn't. But I couldn't tell her no, so I nodded. She pulled it up on her phone and handed it to me. I gagged, but I tried to play it off like I'd coughed. Are you okay? Yeah, she's pretty. Listen, I just remembered I have to get up really early. I'd better go to bed. She snatched her phone back and shook her head in disgust. Fuck you, Stu. You're just like every other guy. Shit gets too real, you think you can't get your dick wet, so you bounce. Fuck you. I didn't even try to defend myself. I felt too queasy. You got nothing? Fucking loser, she said and stomped off. When the front door banged shut, I put my head in my hands and cried. The picture she'd shown me was of a doe-eyed, short-haired teenage girl. The same young woman who had crawled into my house and cornered Toby and I in the bathtub. Hey guys and ladies, thanks for watching. If you want me to tell your story or read a creepypasta, email me at the address in the description. Be good to animals, even people. See ya.
Ja, snäma, Bergsbus, Rish.
Leanne mostly bought pills from me. Okay, come over here. That's enough. Shh.